She's gotten to listen to us. She's fallen asleep once or twice, right? It's like, oh God, right? But she's also been inspired to take major action. And so we keep doing it. We keep getting better until finally we go to Dubai and we're like, you know what? This company is about to blow the fuck up. And we are the ones. And I had a talk with somebody in this leadership that said, we were talking about what we need to do is we need a revolution. We cannot continue to do network marketing the same way it's always been done. Just 10 times harder, because then not only does maybe your paycheck goes up a little bit, but so does the problem that we're trying to, it gets harder and harder and harder to find people. What we need is a revolution. And you know what he said to me? He said, a revolution starts at the bottom. It's not going to start with Bruce Hughes. It's not going to start with Andrew Eaton. It's not going to start with Martin Tebow. It's not going to start with Nietzsche or Brian Cromley or Alfie Pino. It's going to start with us people that are making a few hundred or a few $1,000, or people who are just getting their bills paid. Or this is where it starts, guys. It starts with you deciding, I'm going to be a leader. I am going to blow this company up. We are on a wave right now. If you went to Dubai, you see what's coming. Holy crap, right? And you are in a position. I'm gonna call out Susan Snyder. Susan Snyder is on our team. Everybody knows who she is, right? Because she shows up at every damn thing. Susan shows up at everything. She didn't go to Dubai. Her husband's not well right now, so she couldn't leave him at home. So she couldn't do Dubai. You know what she did? I'm going to get emotional about this shit. This is what a leader does. She couldn't go. And she didn't have her morning trainings that we do every morning.
We've been doing morning trainings for 17 months.
So you know what she did? She called everybody on the team that couldn't go and said, I'm going to host the meeting for them. And so she did our trainings without us.
We just left. She just took over.
That is
Nobody asked.
That is what a leader does.
Just stepped up.
You just decide the way that we did, the way that Susan did. You guys, I said this to...
You see a need and you meet it.
I said this to Ed. I said this to Stephen McNeil. It's time for you to lead. It's time for you to be a leader.
To lead.
Now, I want to go back to Ed's story. Ed did not go to Dubai. When I met Ed, I said, are you going to Dubai? And he said, no, I'm going to try. I'm like, no, you're going to Dubai. And he's like, huh? And he looked at Nicole and I said, you are going to Dubai. And she's like, we're going to Dubai. They did everything they could. You heard his story, right? They went to his dad that he hadn't talked to in years to borrow the money. And because of circumstances, they couldn't get Nicole's passport or whatever, they couldn't go. But here's the thing. He's still changed forevermore. He's still like, you know what? Just because we can't be there this year, guess what? We'll be in London. That something changed in him. That switch flipped, right? And then now they are committed. And I told him, so leaders lead. Don and I, and I'm going to go back to what I said when we first started this whole thing. Why did we not record this? Because success is not convenient. It's not going to wait till you got a babysitter. It's not going to wait till the time is right. It's not going to wait till you're in the mood.
It's not going to wait till it's convenient.
You know what it's going to wait for? It's going to wait for you to get evicted from your marina like it happened to us. It's going to wait till you get a diagnosis. It's going to wait till you get divorced because you haven't done anything with your life yet. It's going to wait till life kicks you square in the ass. And then you know what you're going to do? Then you'll be like desperate and have to do something. I am so sorry.
If you would have done it before.
I'm so sorry I didn't, that I waited. And at the same time, that's the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
It happened. And we are here because we were put into a tight spot.
You know, we wouldn't even be in this if we hadn't been desperate.
And I'm so glad that we were.
It was the best thing that happened.
It was the most inconvenient and the best thing that ever happened.
It was an inconvenient opportunity for us to grow.
And so you guys can wait till life kicks you in the ass, or you can decide that we are taking this company to the top. We're going to start doing things. If it's working, do more of it. If it ain't working, change it. Don't worry about hurting people's feelings. There are going to be people's feelings that are going to get hurt. That's on them. I told you, we'll use strong language. If that's offensive to you, I apologize once. If you keep coming back, that's on you. That's not on me.
Because this isn't going to change.
Because I believe you need to be completely authentic. We're going to talk about authenticity. We're going to talk about this is how you create loyalty. This is how you find your tribe. How you
find your tribe. Don't you want to work with people? And I want you to spend some time in the mirror over the next week. asking yourself this question every morning. This question, write it down. If I had 5 people that are just like I am being right now,
doing what I'm doing.
Hang on, let me say this. Thinking how I think, muttering what I mutter under my breath, saying, thinking, feeling, doing, acting, reacting. If I had 5 people just like I am being right now, where would my team go? Now, if the answer is to the moon, you keep doing more of it. But if you were to say, you know what, I wouldn't quite get where I think I would want to be in a year from now, you already know. You already know what needs to change. Are you putting off the inevitable? Are you procrastinating? Are you fearful? You already know. If you had 5 people like you are being right now,
that's your litmus test on how successful your business is going to be.
If you are completely brutally honest with yourself in the mirror, you already know. You already have a few things that you know that need to change. But what you're going to find over the coming weeks is that there are going to be some more things. And when you start to change them, and you change you at the root, that starts to change, and you start feeding yourself differently. You start thinking differently. You start acting differently, reacting differently. Everything that grows out of it, including your team, is going to start to bear fruit where you thought it was dead. We are witness to this. There is only one single common denominator in your success or failure.
You all have the same company.
And that is you.
You all have the same company. You all have the same products. You all have the same comp plan.
You all have the same bullshit.
The same problems, the same bullshit. It's identical. It's not fair. Some people make all the money at the top and people at the bottom don't make anything. Yeah, it's because
it's brutally fair.
It's brutally fair. That's the problem. It's brutally fair.
When you change who you are being, everything you touch changes after that.
And we have seen this in our own lives and in clients that we've worked with and with people on our own team.
So we're going to take as many of you to the moon as we can.
Yep, we are. Yes. And so you guys, I hope that this inspired you today. I hope that it's starting to open up your mind. This is just our introduction. We just wanted to let you know where we're coming from, that we're not criticizing anybody in the way. And if you want to throw stuff G99 all over your page, go ahead. We're going to talk about the numbers and how you know if what you're doing is working or not working. We're going to show you. We never tell you we never bring up a problem without mentioning a solution.
Ever.
We never tell you not to do something unless we have a legitimate reason and evidence to back up why doing it differently might work. And this is how Dawn and I have navigated our life. It's how we created the marriage that we have. This is not an accident. I told you know what we're going to do? A lot of you guys in this right now really like this company a lot.
How many likes this company?
Right, you like this company?
I do.
I like this company a lot. And some of you, I'm in love, but I have fallen in love with this company in the same way that I've fallen in love with my wife. I focus on what I love, desire, and grateful for, and I am constantly tweaking what I need to do and what needs to happen in the relationship to make it better, to make it better, to make it better. And over the years, I thought I was in love with her before. I'm more in love with her. This is the first time this has ever happened.
That's because of what he has fed into it and what I have fed into it. Once you stop feeding anything, what happens to it?
And Joseph Hyde's feeding you guys. Some of us aren't paying attention, but he is feeding us. Dawn and I went from 0 to having millions of G99s to having 2 presidencies, one in Singapore, if you're looking for a place to put one, one in Tennessee.
Shameless promotion.
Couple different government positions and 72 citizenships. We didn't have anything. We didn't have any big money. We didn't have any big teams. And we've had an income that is produced every month. We have hit rank every single month we've been in this company, except for January, when we had COVID. We were both sick with COVID and down for 3 weeks, and we didn't make rank that month. That was the first month we didn't make rank.
The only month.
Out of this company, 5,500 people working the business out of 100, out of how many?
I don't know, like 150,000.
150,000 people in this company. Only 4,500 are actually doing it as a business. Only 42 even made this last dream incentive because they made ranks enough every month that they were actually made. And Don and I were in that group. Like, how does that happen when you don't know anything what you're doing? I know nothing about network marketing, and I resisted a lot of what Brian was telling in the beginning until I could sort through. And then I started learning a lot. And we had some Q&As, some battles like, this is what I think. This is what I think. This is what I think. And then through it all, we start sorting. And now I use a lot of what he teaches, and he uses a lot of what we teach. And we're trying to, and that's what we want to bring to you guys. We want to bring you tools. We want to turn you into the leaders that you are all capable of. You would not be on this call. You would not
feed you so well. And we want to teach you to feed and cultivate yourself so well at the root that everything that you touch bears fruit.
And you would not be on this call an hour and 13 minutes into this call listening to us bark if you weren't made of metal, that you did not have what it takes. Because some people are going to go, oh God, I don't need this. I'm going to go back to my couch and
it's okay.
Pop open a beer and watch TV. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody needs to buy beer.
Karen Leo, you freaking go, girl. It's 1:13 in the morning.
Yes.
She's listening in.
That's what I'm talking about. This is what happened when we first got started. We were working around the clock. This is how we paid the bills. We were working around the clock. Don was up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning on South African team calls. I was working days. She was working nights. We had an advantage. Some of you don't. There's two of us, and we're insane. But our goals are insane.
Well, we were desperate too.
And we were desperate.
Hungry, coachable, and willing.
Who wants to take their life, their income, make a shit ton of money, and have an incredible blast doing it?
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
If you're ready, this is what we're going to do.
Brian was first up.
Who
wants it? Who wants it?
Start bringing your people to these trainings. Let's start.
I want it.
We're going to do this. We are.
So look at your team.
And ask them who wants to go to the top. Who really wants to replace their income?
Look who's on the edge. Look who's gone MIA. Look at your last conversation with some of those people when you reached out.
Reach back to them.
Look at who ghosted you. Look at who's discouraged. Give them a place to go. You be the conduit for them to get fed. And watch what happens to your business. You're going to build trust with them that you have not had yet. They're going to trust you. You're going to trust them. You guys are going to work through it thick and thin, the same way that Brian has with us.
I want to leave with one last thought. I spoke to somebody who was in the former company. And she was talking about, she had some people that she wanted to bring over, and they all had bad, and maybe some of you guys can relate to this, and they have bad blood, and they're not,
got anybody in their background that's got bad blood,
right? From that old company that you guys used to be in. Some of you
is
right.
Right.
So she's telling me all this.
We'll talk about the elephants, by the way.
We will bring the elephant up in the room.
We're not going to spend time talking about problems, but how did that go?
How that went was, she said, I can't help. She was feeling guilty. I can't help. I know I'm not supposed to.
Yay, Mulu.
I know I'm not supposed to, but I can't help but feel a little bit responsible for them. And I said, you know why? And she said, why? I said, because you are responsible. And she was shocked because she thought I was going to tell her it's not your fault. You didn't have anything to do with it. And I told her, no, you are responsible. And she's like stunned a little bit. I said, you're not responsible for the company failing, but you are responsible for those people that you brought in, because they didn't come in for the company. They came in for you. And you can't guarantee, look, lightning could strike Joseph Haidt tomorrow. And there's no telling that his predecessor is going to have the same vision or the same commitment to making this happen. And what happens if the worst happens and things go south? What are you going to do? Just like, oh, you know what? Guess I'm going back to the car dealership. I guess I'm going to go back to digging ditches. I guess I'm going to go back to selling insurance.
Yes,
I guess I'm going to go
Karen.
back to working on the bridge. No.
Karen said, if you earned from those people, you are responsible.
Absolutely you are. You have
They
an
trust
obligation.
you.
They trusted you. So they didn't trust you with the company. They trusted you that you were going to help get them to their dreams. And what happened to the people who followed Nitsa Nakos? What happened to the people who followed Brian Cromley? What happened to the people who followed Martin Tebow and Andrew Eaton and Michael Dalcoe? What happened to those people? They got somebody who said, I'm responsible and we have to pivot and we got to find a solution. And they went and
And
found
said, let's go.
a solution.
And we did.
What's the difference between them and you? Nothing. They are leaders and so are you. Maybe you haven't acted like it yet. Maybe because you didn't know how. You know what?
I know you're here because you want something to change.
That's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you the skills. We're going to teach you about leadership. We're going to teach you about the things that we're learning from billionaires. So Joseph Haidt isn't the only billionaire in our life. We've got one other that we're training with. And a lot of other coaches as well. And we're going to take the skills that they have that we have run through through experience, through our own and through clients that we've had. And we have, just so you know, in our life strategy practice, we have a 100% success rate. 100% success rate. How do you measure that? You measure that by asking somebody, what is the goal? How do you know when we're succeed? When I get to this, and you get to that, and you get to the end of an 8-month program that we work with people, and we say,
Did you get
what you wanted? I would have paid 10 times more. And that's when we realize we're not charging enough, right? But that's how you know that you're successful, when they go, if I would have known that this was going to change, if I had known my relationships with my children, if I knew my relationship with my husband, if I knew my relationship with my own business, if I knew that was all going to change, I would have done this years ago. That's how we measure success. I'm in a coaching group, and one of the questions they ask is, what makes a good coach? What makes a good leader? You know what the answers were? Compassionate, a good listener,
someone that you can lean on,
someone who's supportive, right? You know what I said? Results.
That's it.
Results.
That's it.
Nothing else matters. You can have the best listener all along, and then 9 years later, you'll still be listening.
You can call your girlfriends to listen to you. They're not going to get you to the finish line.
You want results. And that's what we're going to do with this company. We're going to take you guys and everybody that you bring. If you have anybody in your organization that wants to go next level, you need to get them in this call next week.
All right, you guys.
And with that, we're going to hop off.
Yes, 51 people in this room.
51 badasses. There are no people in this room. The people left. The badasses.
And
some of the, by the way,
4 to be here next
just
time.
so you know
4 people that need to get lit on fire. Okay.
Just so you know, some of the people that left have another call 20 minutes ago. So they had to get off the call. So nothing against them.
But thank you for staying. We're going to do this next week.
Bring 4 people with you. Let's get 1,000 people on these calls. Let's get the love and the power and the energy, and plan on
leave the room open.
September 17th. Come hell or high water. Dawn and I borrowed the money to go to Dubai last year.
The first time.
We didn't have the money. It was like close to $4,000. We borrowed the money, and it took us about 9 months to pay it off. I want to say this in all transparency. You guys hear our story, right? And you're like, oh, Dawn and Lucky, like the first month they made enough money to replace their income and they haven't gone back to a job. And it sounds all romantic. And it's true. But what you don't see was we didn't come rich. Every month was a hustle. Every month, if we didn't make rank, we had to make rank every month. We can brag about, we made rank every single month except for 1 month when we had COVID. You know why we made rank? Because if we didn't make rank, we didn't pay the bills. We lived paycheck to paycheck for months and months, and it just started to get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then we'd end up getting a $7,000 month, and then we'd go back to $4,000 a month. And then we get an $8,000 or $9,000 month, and we'd go back to $4,000.
We got COVID, and we only made $1,500.
Made $1,500 in the month of January.
You think you know what Nitsa says? She says you need to start the next month like you end the previous month, right? Well, you know how we did? Hungry as hell, because we didn't have any money, and we were barely paying our bills. And we were coming off COVID fog brain. And we knew if we didn't do something, if we didn't run at it like it was last bus out of town, we weren't going to be able to get that momentum back.
And our team slowed down too.
Everybody slowed down.
Don Lucky's not watching over us anymore. It's like when the teacher leaves the classroom, right? She leaves and it's like you start throwing paper airplanes and shit. That's what our team was doing,
Spitballs.
right? Except for now, because now Susan's stepping
Now
up. So
Susan's
like,
now
all
Susan's
right,
gonna crack the whip.
yeah, she's the kid that's I'm gonna be the new
with the ruler. She's out there. All right, you people, get after it.
right. So yeah, I don't know what point I was making at. Anyway,
the point is, yes, we do have to compete with ourselves every month. Karen, thank you for your involvement in the chat. Absolutely. There's where your real competition is you. It's you. And then you know what ends up happening? You have a March, and you have a big fat month,
and you make over $22,000. We didn't even make executive. That was because it was all like in 2 lines, and the rest of it just wasn't enough. We couldn't rank up. We didn't hit executive. We hit national director and couldn't hit executive. Yeah. But we made some money.
And you know what it showed us?
We paid for Atlanta, the flights, the hotels, the food, all the cabs, all that.
Listen, when I booked Atlanta, and I had no idea how we were going to do it, but I went ahead and I bought those 2 $60 tickets.
The day it was announced, while we were on the call.
Corporate call was on, I got online and I booked the tickets right then. And I looked at Lucky because we didn't have any money.
That was in January. That's when we made $1,500.
And I said, I don't know how we're going to do this, but we're going. We just bought 2 tickets.
So I say this. Plan on going to London. I want every one of you going to London. I want you to decide.
London?
You're going to London. We are going to blow this company up, and we are going to set it on fire with your fire. You're going to fall in love with this company. You're going to fall in love with the products, and you're going to fall in love with the people, and they're going to fall in love with you. And I'll tell you what, when we went to Dubai, it's a lot
more fun making money this way. I promise you guys.
You know what? If anybody go on my page, and I want you to look around and see the posts. All you see is love, love, love. You see me flirting my ass off with my wife. You see me all the hugging and kissing and all the happy smiles. I had somebody comment. I wrote a really nice article about this. And I had somebody in a group, in another group, a leadership self-development group. And they said, I don't get it. You write this post. Yeah, I get you. You love your wife. That's nice. It was really condescending the way he wrote it.
Right.
But you didn't write anything about the business of this and what you do. You didn't say anything about what you did, how you make your money, blah, blah, blah. And besides that, nobody wants to see your vacation.
I don't know what other people did.
I said
in Dubai, but that was not a vacation.
I was not on vacation, folks. That was business. I stayed up the first night we got there. We get there that was the first night.
The second night without any sleep.
Staying up. So I slept 6 hours out of the first 3 days. The second day we were there, I stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning.
We were up till 5
a.m. signing people up. We paid our bills for
in that one day, guys, it paid the bills for the rest of the month. And bills are paid now.
And then the next night, went to bed around
1 day till 5 in the morning.
Went to bed at midnight, got back up at 1 o'clock, not with an alarm. Woke up inspired and on fire, and that wasn't a vacation. Now, would you rather have somebody that works their freaking face off and gets up every day and puts on their bullshit suit and drives their car, got to go sit in traffic, go to their job, sit in their cubie, listen to Dennis next to you talk, complain and bitch, and then go listen to Karen by the cooler. That's
not Karen with a C.
Not Karen with a C, Karen with a K. Not our Karen. Right? Is that what you want? Or do you want to have a business that you're making good money, great money? You don't have to go to a job. If you want to sleep till noon, you sleep till noon. If you want to stay up,
but you don't, because you're inspired.
Because you're so on fire.
Kick ass.
You're going to go to amazing places and hang out with people. And just if you would have been there,
really like
the love and the hugs and the kisses and all the people. And Samantha Babs, she's on here, right? Is she still on here, or she had to go to the other call?
She might have gone on, yeah.
I'm not sure. What if you've got something better? Well, you don't. You're full of shit. Because I've never seen anything like this in my life, ever.
Yeah.
And that's what we have. So I'm going to let you guys go. I want to thank you for. Let me ask you one final question before we go. Does any of this resonate with any of you? Does this help at all? Is this change of thinking? Is it maybe they're onto something? Maybe.
Thank you.
We'll know next week if you show up.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll really know if you show up with a bunch of people.
Because the numbers don't lie.
And we're going to talk about numbers.
We look at all of them.
And we're
That's
gonna
why
talk
I'm
about-
not closing the room. I want to look. We're going to be calculating some things. We want to see the participation. We want to see the answers.
You are in the
Absolutely.
best business model on the planet.
You guys make us want to do this.
If you treat it like it is, and if you don't, and if you stop treating it, okay, well, I got to say one more thing. Sorry. I got to say, no, I got to say this because this is part of what we talked about,
Katie,
that we've missed. And it's when have everybody walked through the mall and you know those kiosks sit in the mall where they spray shit on you as you walk by, right? They put some lotion on you. How many of you love that? Don't you love that when they do that? Isn't that awesome? And they go, oh,
or
here.
Do you make a wide berth around them?
Yeah. Or they got the clipboard and they're looking at you, go, oh, hey, and you like and then you pretend like you're talking to somebody and there's nobody next to you. You
just pick your phone up out of your purse,
right?
And act like you're talking. Oh, hi.
That's network marketing, guys. But you know what? This is the best business on the planet, but you need to treat it like the jewelry store. And when you go to the jewelry store, you not only have to go in, where's the good stuff?
Where's the really good diamonds?
It's behind the glass.
Or it's in the vault.
And if you want the really, really, really good stuff, you got to go they got to go back in the vault and get it.
Listen, now why would they go back to the vault to get it? Here's why. Because you have to ask.
Because you got to ask.
Instead of them peddling stuff at you in the middle of the mall, you have, as a customer,
everybody asked.
Everything of value has to be asked for.
Everybody asked Alex Kochenow when the crypto conference was going on to Dubai.
Yes, think about this.
How come we didn't have a booth? That's where
we didn't have a booth at the crypto.
The crypto
a lot of people asking.
All the crypto people were there, and GS Partners G99 wasn't there. How come? Why weren't we there? If you don't understand this by now, this is Alex's baby, and he values it, and he's not going to go peddling it out in the mall like some lotion.
He's not putting it in a kiosk in the middle of the mall. It's not going to be spraying people as they walk by. And
neither should you. You don't have to.
He walked in and he walked back out.
He was just looking around to see what the competition was doing.
Because what we have is behind the glass.
If you can recognize what we have, we say this all the time.
If you recognize the value of what we have.
Joseph Haidt is trying to teach us to think like billionaires, but we all think that's a t-shirt or a bumper sticker.
You think you'll ever see him out on a corner with a sign saying, buy my stuff?
And neither should you. And you don't have to. And you can be successful. And you can build, and you will build a strong business. And the better you get at this, tell you what, that third-party validation, we're going to talk about that too.
We'll get there.
Man, we got a lot of stuff coming for you guys. And we won't go an hour and a half. Like I told you, it was going to be an hour and a half today. I kind of knew that where it was going to go, just because we had a lot of stuff to get out of the way in the beginning. So because I don't want anybody feelings getting hurt because we do something different. It doesn't mean they're wrong. If that's working for them, then that's the way they need to keep doing it. Because some people, are the funnel type, and that's all they want to do. They're so busy, they don't have any extra time. You know what? I'm just going to send people, and maybe they'll change later on. But now this is the only way they can do it, and that's fine. You'll never hear any criticism from us at all. But there's a way to do it better. And anyway, I hope this helps.
See you next week.
Hopefully we see you next week, and you bring 4 people with you.
I agree,
and
Karen.
Let's blow this up.
We're not closing the room, but you guys can leave. Because we're
or stay high and say hi. I don't care.
You can stay if you want, but we are going to. We're not going to talk for a bit. We can set it so if you want to unmute yourself and you want to stay on